I'm sure you've used ManyChat Sequences to send to your ManyChat subscribers messages within Messenger. Well, how about SMS messages? Well, I'm going to show you how to send daily, weekly, monthly, whatever you want through ManyChat Sequences, but sending SMS messages. And I'm going to show you that now.
Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon.
All right. Let's get this party rocking. One of my favorite little sayings, all right, from the movie Dazed and Confused, one of my favorite movies. So we're going to talk about today is ManyChat SMS combined with ManyChat Sequences. Now, you're probably all familiar with the sequences. And you used to use ManyChat Sequences to send messages out on a timely basis, subscribe people to a sequence, and send out information over a period of time. And maybe you watched one of my videos, earlier videos that I taught how to do a daily, weekly, or a monthly reoccurring sequence. And we're going to use that same idea here to do a SMS. And so we have to shift where we're going to contact our subscribers and to messaging or texting SMS to get them to come back into Messenger. And so I've seen a lot of questions like, well, how am I going to do my newsletter? How am I going to do my weekly update? How am I going to do? Well, it is pretty easy. You do need to get people opted in. So check out one of my videos, how to set up the SMS. There should be a little link up there or at the end of the video. You can check that out and figure out how to set up ManyChat SMS and then how to set up some messages, just basic ones. You can do that. Today, we're going to talk about how we're going to get a weekly update. And so we're going to use an example of a real estate agent that has a weekly update that needs to be sent out every week. People subscribe to it. And so really watch that video. It's going to teach you how to get people subscribed and stuff like that. Little note, if you guys are liking these videos, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Click the little bell so you get notification when I upload a video. I will be doing quite a few more SMS and emails as this rolls out because we are in a chat marketing environment now. It's not just Messenger. So let's get started. So first, what we're going to do is we're actually going to create two flows, a sequence, and get this all working together. First off, what we're going to do is we're going to create what I'm going to call this, it's SMS Weekly. All right. And it's the flow that's going to fire off and actually send the SMS message. And we're going to edit this. And so I'll walk through this here quick with you. So what we're going to do is, and we're setting this up to auto renew for them through a sequence so that every week they'll get this text so they can come into Messenger and get their weekly update. Now you could do this daily, you could do it weekly, you could do it monthly, whatever it is. This can be adjusted to do all that. So first off, what you're going to do is you're going to do an action. And the action is going to unsubscribe from the sequence. So what you might want to do, let's go back over to the sequence. What you might want to do is create a sequence, just do a new sequence, name it. I'm just going to call it test. Hit this button and then just leave it at that because now the sequence will show up. Should be down here. Yeah, the sequence will show up. All right. So that when we can reference it here. So if I went into this step and I said unsubscribe from a sequence, it's going to be there. All right. So then you can set that up. The only reason that you're going to do that. We're going to come back to that eventually. So I'm going to delete that. So basically we're going to unsubscribe them. First step in this flow that's going to be fired off by the sequence. So we're going to unsubscribe them. Next, we're going to check the tag. if no more newsletter. What that is I created a tag. And so you're going to create, let me see here. You're going to double click, you're going to put an action block, and then you're going to go to the next step, and then you're going to do condition. So I'm just kind of mimicking what I have here. And in this condition, we're going to put a tag condition is no more newsletter. All right. And then I'm just going to do this so we look complete. There we go. Then what we're going to do is, so if it is no more newsletter, you're not going to do anything. So they're going through the sequence, and it's just in case they got subscribed to it again for some reason, that you make sure that you're not sending it to them because they opted out. If they opted out of getting this, you have to control it within ManyChat. If they opt out with like stop in the text, then ManyChat will shut off their ability to get this text. And they won't have this tag, but they won't. And actually, what you could do, let's do this, which I didn't do. And so what you want to do is all conditions, and you're going to want to do here, opted in SMS. I just thought of something, is if they do a stop in the text message, ManyChat will shut off the SMS for you. At least that's what we've been told. So what we might want to do is do this as isn't. There, isn't, and then you can do the extra condition of SMS. There you go. All right. And we don't want, we're good there. And so now what you would do is, and I'm going to change this one, isn't. And then I can add another condition, because that means they haven't opted out. And so if you, we're gonna see that tag later. All right. So this is what's going to happen is, and then you have to change this to this. So they haven't opted out, and they have SMS is true. All right, isn't, they don't have the tag to stop the newsletter, and they are opted into SMS. And so that's what this says. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take this off the yes, and we're going to click out here, and then we're going to do send SMS. That's the message we're going to send. And I'm just going to grab this and copy that and put that in there. All right. So now once that's done, you're going to click on this little link to another step, which is going to create like a rough URL type of thing. That's what you're going to see when you go. And we're going to go to a start another flow. So I'm going to do start another flow. And we're going to go to the other flow that we're going to build. So I'm just going to go there and get that right now. Newsletter. All right. So what we have so far is you're going to unsubscribe them from the sequence, and then you're going to check a couple variables, a tag and the other, actually a tag, a system tag, to make sure that they're still opted in to get the message. And then you're going to start another flow. Now, this is where, this runs all the time. This is what you're going to change. This is what you're going to change every week, because this is your newsletter. Now, you could have a carousel in here with stuff. You could have, whatever it is. However you're delivering your weekly newsletter, you want to deliver it here in Messenger so that it opens up the 24-hour rule. And so by having that happen, and they come and read the newsletter, you can actually present them an offer now in the next 24 hours. So you could come up with another sequence or something delayed or right away, some kind of offer. You've opened up to 24 hours, ask them with an offer of some kind. So what we're going to do here is, and all I did was I created this is a message. So what I did is I created here, send message, not SMS or email. This is actually sending a message in Messenger. All right. And that's what this is. So what I'm going to do is here's this week's news. As you can see, that's a message. And then I just did a delay. And then we said, we've seen the housing market move into a seller's market this past week. The months of inventory has dropped to 2 months, indicating a strong seller's market. And then we're do a little delay. And then we say we're seeing homes sell in record time, 10 days on the market, a very strong seller's market. And then we're going to come back and say, if you want to find out how much your home is worth, I would say in this hot market, and maybe we need a little fire here. I love this search here. Man, thanks, ManyChat. Makes it so much easier. Hot, click the button below. If you wish not to receive the weekly newsletter anymore, click the other button below. All right. So that's where this kind of comes in is no more newsletter, no more newsletter. And that's where that came in. We were checking it here, right here. All right. So maybe they opted out of the newsletter, but they didn't opt out of SMS. So that doesn't mean you can't send other text messages. It's just that they opted out of the newsletter itself. All right. And then this basically, what's my house value? You're sending them to a house value, and you could check out, maybe at the end, I'll have a video that shows you how to create the Zillow estimate in Zapier or Integromat. You can check those out, and you could hook it up there if you're doing real estate. Now, this could be for a restaurant. This could be for a gym, and maybe it's a weekly workout tip or something. And then you could present them, hey, did you check out these classes? So there's many opportunities. Like I said, you're open up the 24-hour rule. Now you can actually, present some offers or present some other information that could lead them to be a purchase, more so than just the newsletter. So let's just publish this. So that's this piece. And so what's going to happen is they're going to click on this. That's going to fire off this. This never has to change every week, every day, week, or month. This stays the same every time. But you're going to have to change daily, weekly, or whatever sequence, frequency that you're going to be sending this is you're going to have to change this. And that's always where the start of flow goes. Well, let's finish this. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to put another condition to make sure that they didn't opt out in some way. So actually what we're going to do is just copy this one, create a copy of it, move it up here, run this step to here. Granted, I'm going to delete this one. And I'm going to duplicate that and put that here. So we're matching. If it isn't that, and that's true, so it means they didn't opt out, we're going to do a delay. So then what I'm doing is if it matches that they're still in, they haven't opted out in the SMS part, or they haven't opted out by pushing that button, we're going to do a smart delay of a day. You could do to make sure that, well, if it's weekly, it doesn't matter. If it's daily, you might want to do hours. You might want to do hours after maybe 20 hours or something like that, or whatever it is. And I'll show you why. Right now, I'm just going to do a day because I'm doing a weekly update. So they're not going to get it for another week. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to subscribe them to the subscription sequence again. Basically what I did is I did subscribe sequence. And that's the trick of this, is that it automatically subscribes them again for the next week, the next week, the next week, until they opt out. All right. So we don't want to do that twice. So that's it. that is your flow that runs weekly. And what did I do? Please set up. Oh, it's because I added this extra thing in there that I didn't use. Same thing with this one. Probably the same thing with this one. Should be good now. There you go. And then, like I said, this is the one they receive in Messenger. Now let's go to the sequence. That's the last piece that we have to do. I'm just going to get something going here. So what we're going to do is I want to get my phone set up. So I'm going to cast that out and I'm going to run connect. So if you do have Windows 10, there's an app called Connect. And all you have to do is cast your phone. You run Connect. That was this thing here. Connect, the Connect app. And that's in Windows 10. So automatically. And so what I did is I ran that. And then on my phone, I did cast. And I can show you on my phone here. It's in display and it's on the bottom on my Android. And so it's in the display and it's cast. And it was in my settings, display, cast. And so what it does is it casts my phone to the outside world and the computer grabs it. So we're all set there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little smaller. Hopefully everything works that way and you can see everything. I just want to make sure this stays active. I had some problems where the phone disconnects or something. And if I keep it showing, it works better. It stays connected for some reason. Okay, so let's finish this, setting up this sequence. I'm just going to delete this one. Oh, not that one. Thought it was on the bottom. Delete that one. That's the test one. So SMS. So what I did is, let's see. I'm just going to delete this and then I'll set it up again. So I'm going to hit this button. And so I had a new, if I get rid of this, if I have a new sequence, this is the button you get. And then what you want to do is select existing. So we want to go get the SMS weekly. And you're going to get this message, which is fine. Has no content type. It's because I'm sending an SMS. This is a warning. ManyChat has warnings everywhere because of what's coming up in January, which is great. I mean, I'm not complaining about it whatsoever because I'm just going to hit fix flow. I'm not sure what it fixed and why it opened it up, but I want to go back to here. So now I connected it to it. And I'm going to make it active. And then I'm going to change this when it's going to be sent. Because this one's going to be sent weekly, all right? And so I am going to send it between times, 8 and 20, what is that, 10 o'clock? 8 a.m. to 10 o'clock. Any day. No, I'm going to send it and today is Thursday, so I'm going to leave Thursday so that it works for us. But I'm going to do it on Thursdays. And you pick whatever day, but I want to do that day so that I can test it right now because it's within those time frames. And I'm going to do immediate. And so by setting it, there we go, save it. It's going to send immediate, all right, on a Thursday. So when you're setting up, when you're opting them in, so if you watch the other video that I have on how to set all this up and you're getting them to opt in, what you're going to do is subscribe into the sequence right then. So if it's Thursday, they're going to get the update. If it's not Thursday, it's going to wait till the following Thursday to send it, all right? And you've communicated that with them that it comes out every Thursday or whatever day you pick. So, and the reason you want to do this is if you send this, let's say I subscribe myself to it, and then I go through this scenario here where, I unsubscribe them, and then I check to see if they're valid to take it. And then they send the SMS message, and then send the newsletter, and then wait this day. And that's what I was getting at. If you don't do a day, let's say on a weekly, and you subscribe them to this sequence right away, it'll fire off again. I was tested and it fires off again. So you need to definitely make sure that you are doing some delay. Now, if you do daily, you're still going to want to do a delay. You're going to delay maybe a little less and get them back in so that it fires off and it's going to go. But once they get subscribed, because you said immediate, it's going to send it right away. But here it's going to send it only on Thursdays. All right. So let's just say, I have it all set up, and you should be all set. And so I'm going to fire this thing off by going to the audience. I'm going to make sure I don't have that tag saying no. Nope, I don't. This is my test account, so you can see that I'm got a lot of stuff. I'm going to get my phone back on track here so we can see it. And now I'm going to subscribe myself. So you've sent me to your opt-in sequence for the newsletter, and I'm going to opt in. Now this is on Messenger. I'm going to subscribe myself to SMS newsletter. So now there's the little text, and there's my phone number that I have from SMS, and there it is. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. And there it is. So, hi, Jeff. Here is his weekly's newsletter. Click the link below to check it out in Messenger. So I'm going to do that. And Messenger is going to ask you to open up in Messenger. And it's going to come and say, hey, you're opening up conversation. And there we are. Here's a weekly newsletter. We've seen the housing market move into seller's market. The month's inventory has dropped. 2 months indicating a strong seller's market. We're seeing homes selling in record time. If you want to find out how much your home is worth in this hot market, click the button below. And there you go. And so if I click the button here, $1,280. My house is worth $1,280, I guess. That's how it works. It goes to the phone, goes to a text. And now let's go look to see. I don't have the tag because I didn't push the button. I'm not subscribed to the sequence, but eventually I will be subscribed back to the sequence tomorrow, but it won't fire off because it's not Thursday. And it's going to wait till the following week to fire off. All right. And that's it. That's how you set up a weekly newsletter or a daily, you could use this for a challenge. You could use it for a challenge, a 7-day challenge, and you could use SMS. And so what you would do is you just make a few changes here. You would change this. Well, you might want to wait a day or so many hours to put them back because you don't want to get them the same thing. But you could use the same process, excuse me, same process to do daily. The only thing different you would do here is you would want to change this to, I'd say after a day. Well, let me see here. Get rid of that. What you could do is you could do immediate. So when they subscribe, if you're doing a challenge, when they subscribe, you get your first challenge of the challenge right away. And then what you would do is you go through this process of subscribing and unsubscribing them. So they get their first one, they look at it, and then they And you could get rid of the smart delay, or no, leave the smart delay there for 1 day. Because then what it would do is, if you have the sequence set up right to fire off, what you would do is immediate, send it between these times, and you would have all these checked. Doesn't matter what day it is, all right? And so that way it would be any day between this and this. And so what would happen is, and it would send to them the time that they subscribed, pretty much. Because if they subscribed at noon, they got this immediate, it's between 8 and 10, then they would, you would wait a day, which would be another at noon. You'd subscribe them, and they would get that sequence right away, and they could do it. So that would work for a challenge too. Look for more SMS stuff from me and email stuff as we go. Well, that concludes our video for today on how to set up ManyChat sequences, though with ManyChat SMS messages versus messages within Messenger. We went through and I showed you how you can do a daily, weekly, monthly. So if you have newsletters, you have a challenge, you have whatever you want to send over and over, how you can use ManyChat SMS messages to accomplish that, bringing them back into Messenger. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. I'd be happy to answer them. And as always, like the video, share it across the world, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Click the little bell so you do get notification when I upload a new video. Down in the description, I have a great link to a great Facebook group. Come on and join us. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.